quickly, let's read the first lesson, just Deuteronomy 26, 10 and 11 only.
And now,
if someone sees Leviticus 23, 9 and 10.
And now, behold, I have brought the first fruits of the land,
I have brought the first fruit of the land,
which thou, O Lord,
hast
given me,
and
thou shalt set it before the Lord thy God,
Yes.
and worship before the Lord thy God. And thou shalt rejoice in every good thing which the Lord thy God hath given unto thee, and unto thine house, thou and the Levites, and the stranger that is among you.
Thank you very much. May the Lord bless you. And if someone sees Leviticus,
And the Lord spake unto Moses,
and the Lord spake unto Moses,
saying, Speak unto the children of Israel,
speak unto the children of Israel,
and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I give unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
Thank you very much. May the Lord bless you.
Amen.
The act of giving to the Lord our first fruits, it's not alien to us in Celestial Church. We have our harvest. All right, now we are always told that we have to give the best to the Lord. The act of giving or being charitable, it's an act of worship. You are acknowledging God. You are acknowledging His preeminence in your life, in our lives. And it's incumbent upon us, it's mandatory that we do this. Everything we have, everything we own, everything we'll ever have is because the Lord has made it possible.
Yes.
We can acknowledge God and worship Him, not just with our lips, but with our substance. So we are always encouraged to do this. And once we do this, the Lord will bountifully bless us.
Amen.
So we have to try. It's a difficult thing, right? It's something that we have to work on. Also, the second lesson. In the second lesson, Paul is telling us something. Can someone quickly read the second lesson?
For every man shall bear his own burden.
No, hold on 1 second. The second lesson, I don't want you to read the whole thing. I'm trying to manage time. Just 8 to 10 only. Galatians
For
6.
he that soweth to his flesh,
He that soweth to his flesh
shall of the flesh reap corruption.
shall of the flesh reap corruption.
For he that soweth to the Spirit,
He that soweth to the Spirit
shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting.
shall reap life everlasting.
And let us not be weary in well-doing,
Yes.
for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith.
Hold on 1 second. This is important. So we have to do good to all men, especially the Bible. If we all believe that the Bible is the Word of God, we have to take everything we read and we have to be serious about the way we do things. Charity, right, in Christianity is love. It should permeate every aspect of our lives. Every aspect, not just some aspects. It's not something you say, well, I have faith. All right, I'm going to get into that. But we have to make sure that we take care of our own. The clergy, the church workers, we have to take care of them. Please continue.
That was 10.
Yes. Is that
That's the last.
That's the last. Okay. So there's an order to it, right? We take care of the clergy, the church workers, and every other person that needs help. Helping people in the church doesn't necessarily mean that you, in some cases, it may mean that you have to use your talent. All right? You can help by helping someone find a job. Or if you have information about a job, talking to someone that needs help within the church, don't wait for them to come and approach you, right? If you know someone that needs help, discreetly you can reach out to them and try to help them find a job. Even people that already have jobs, we should be our brother's keepers. We want to be upwardly mobile, all right? We want to go up. We pray about spiritual power and progress, all right? We want to progress, right? We want to move forward, all right? So we want to make sure that if we're in position to help someone move forward, we should do that, all right? Affirmatively, we shouldn't wait for them to come and meet us or to beg us, no. All right, so that's something we all have to do. We are compelled to do it as Christians, so that the word of the Lord will be fulfilled, and our salvation will be guaranteed. And also, the Lord wants us to do something else, right? When we give, right, it has to be. Can someone quickly read 2 Corinthians 9, just 6 and 7? 2 Corinthians 9, 6 and 7.
But this I say.
Okay.
But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly.
Continue.
That's right.
Yeah, that's
Alright. But this I say, he which soweth sparingly shall reap also sparingly,
yes.
and he which soweth bountifully shall reap also bountifully. Every man according as he purposeth in his heart, so let him give, not grudgingly or of necessity, for God loveth a cheerful giver.
Thank you. So, you see, the way we give also is very important, because Christians give, non-Christians even give more. All right? So, it's the condition of the heart, the situation. Some people give because they want to be recognized. They give to charity. Before they give, they tell everybody on social media, everybody, oh, I gave this money to this church, or I was the one that built that building. No, that's not what the Lord wants. All right? The Lord wants us to build, to help build churches, to help contribute towards the help of, to help our neighbors, to do things for our family members, to do things for our church workers. All right? But we have to do it discreetly. And the condition of our heart is very important. The purpose for which we're doing it is more important than what we give. It's more important than the amount we give. So if you're bringing thanks offering, the Lord says that you want to even give more, but this is what you have. The Lord will record that accordingly. So it's important that in Christianity, right? Christianity it's the main religion, right? Every other religion, there is no other religion. Let's put it that way. And in Christianity, charity is not just almsgiving. And when I'm talking about charity here, I'm talking about love. Charity in Christianity is more than almsgiving. It's more than seeing the beggars in the street and just giving them $1. Other religions, they do that. Charity in Christianity is more serious. It's an act of worship. Charity is love in Christianity. All right? And it's one of the fruits of the Spirit. So we as Christians, we have to give generously towards the work of the Lord and to help others that are in need. And we have to help our neighbors. And the way we help our neighbors, or the way we help our church members, our family members, it's very important that we don't go about announcing it to the world that we've given so much. Because once you've announced it, guess what? You've already received the reward of what you've given. And there is no reward up there. Ultimately, we want the Lord to record everything we give, so that when the time comes, it will be recorded for us as righteousness. So we're saying that we have to be good Samaritans, right? And Jesus tells us that in the story of the parable of the Good Samaritan, that giving, right, doesn't mean you have to give to someone that looks like you or thinks like you, but someone that is different from you in some cases. All right? And also, I think one of the places I want us to read is the parable of the sheep and goats. Right? If someone can read, I need someone to go to, let's see, Matthew 20, chapter 25, verses 31 to 46. This is very important.
When the
hold on one second. Just before you read it. The reason why this is important, it tells us why we should give, the Lord tells us why we should give, and the consequence of not giving. Please continue.
When the Son of Man shall come in his glory, and all the holy angels with him, then he shall sit upon the throne of his glory, and before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divided his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of the Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous say unto him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee and hungered and fed thee, or thirsty and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger and took thee in, or naked and clothed thee? Or when saw we the sick, or in prison and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of this my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say also unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungry, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in. Naked, and you clothed me not. Sick and in prison, and ye visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee a hungered or athirst, or a stranger or naked, or sick or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of this, you did it not unto me. And they shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal.
May we go into life eternal.
Amen.
But indeed, right, we have to do what the scripture tells us to do. All right? So, but you see, the Bible, there is no contradiction in the Bible. Because we hear this that we shall be saved not by our works, right? All right, but by faith. So now, we've been told here that we have to do things so that we can inherit eternal life. So, which is true? I want us to quickly go into, so before I go into Galatians 5:22, charity, right, is one of those fruits of the Spirit, right? It is a testament of our faith. It is a result of our faith. All right? So if you have faith, you must have works. If you indeed have true faith, there must be something to it. Because faith by itself is abstract, right? It's not something you can quantify. How do you quantify your faith? I submit to you this morning that the only way you quantify your faith is by your works. Because you can't say, everybody will say, I love God, I love my neighbors. But if you've not done anything good for your neighbor, you don't love your neighbor. All right? So the way you quantify your faith, the way you determine if you have faith in the Lord, is what you do or what you've done. All right? It's not something you did last year. It has to be active. It's something that you have to continuously do. All right? So if someone sees Galatians 5 quickly.
For the fruit of the Spirit.
Okay, go ahead. 22.
For the fruit of the Spirit is love,
Yes.
joy,
Yes.
peace,
Yes.
long-suffering,
Yes.
gentleness,
Yes.
goodness,
Yes.
faith,
Yes.
meekness,
Yes.
temperance.
Yes.
Against such there is no law.
Yes.
And they that are Christ have crucified the flesh with the afflictions and lusts.
Yeah, thank you. So charity is one of the fruit of the Spirit. All right? And we cannot profess to have faith in the Lord if we don't have charity. We cannot profess to have faith in the Lord if we don't have love. Because I'm going to use this interchangeably, right? Charity and love. Because indeed, charity is love. And love is charity. All right? So, also, Proverbs 11, 24 to 25 tells us, one gives freely, yet grows all richer. Another withholds what he should give and only suffers want. May that not be our portion. Amen. Whoever brings blessings will be enriched, and one who waters himself will be watered. Amen. And also Psalm 112, verses 5 to 9 tells us, it is well with a man who deals generously and lends, who conducts his affairs with justice. For the righteous will never be moved. He will be remembered forever. He is not afraid of bad news. His heart is firm, trusting in the Lord. His heart is steady. He will not be afraid until he looks in the triumph of his adversaries. He has distributed freely. He has given to the poor. His righteousness endures forever. His horn is exalted in honor. Those are not my words. Those are the words of David. Sam. So, and we all know this, right? That it is better to give. The Bible tells us very clearly, it is more blessed to give than to receive. But yet, we always pray for blessings, which is fine. But we should also endeavor to bless others. That's all I'm saying, all right? Because ultimately, what's going to profit us is not just the blessings we receive from God, it's what we do unto others, how we bless others, what we give unto others, how we relate to others, all right? If you are an usher in the church, be polite to church members. Be polite to visitors. We as church members, we should be polite and be kind to one another. It's not just lip service. Do you always see the flaw in another person? Do you see only the flaw in another person? All right. There are some questions I'm going to give on to everyone here. This is how you test if you are right, if you are charitable or not. So the first one is, do you offer to help others, or you only do it when you're asked? Are you willing to give up something that you actually need to someone that needs it more than you do? Do you encourage people in despair, or do you mock them behind their backs? Do you really take interest in the predicament of others, or you laugh when they fall? Do you help an older person or a disabled person? Do you listen when someone needs to talk? Just listen. Just listen to them when they need to talk. Instead, when they call you, you want to watch the game, or you want to just shut off your phone. Do you use your talent to help others? Do you use your position to help others? How many people have you helped this year? This year, how many people have you helped? And how many people have you refused to help this year? So these are some of the things we have to ask ourselves. Because life is a journey, right? And we want to make sure we travel. We have to grow in our faith, in our walk with the Lord. And the Bible tells us very clearly, faith without works is dead. And the way you quantify your faith, again, is by what you do. So your works is a manifestation of your faith. All right? So you cannot say you love God, you cannot say you love your neighbor, and you do not have any works, right? So can someone quickly read James chapter 2, 14 to 26.
What does it profit any, brethren, though a man say he had faith and had not works? Can faith save him?
No.
If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled. Notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what doth it profit? Even so faith, if it had not works, is dead, being alone.
Just hold on 1 second. So we have members, they need prayers, right? Someone just lost their job, they need prayers. You pray for them, you have money in your pocket, you pray for them and pray with all your strength. Fine, right? You're also in position to help them, all right? You're in position to help them. If you're not in position, it's different. You're in position to help them, either find a job or give them something, maybe to take a cab or to just help them through the week, all right? And you don't do that. The prayer is great, but also, in addition to the prayer, let's try to help one another. Please continue.
Yea, a man may say, Thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. Thou believest that there is one God. Thou dost well. The devil also believeth and trembled. But wilt thou know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead? Was not Abraham our father justified by works, when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Seest thou how faith wrought with his works, and by works was faith made perfect? And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believed God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness, and he was called the friend of God. He see them how that by works a man is justified, and not by faith only. Likewise also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works, when she had received the messengers and had sent them out another way? For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without work is dead also.
Thank you. May the Lord bless you.
Amen.
So if you have faith, but you don't have works, you do not really have faith. Because even in the parable of the sheep and goats, right? The goats also in that parable, right? They have works. Some of them, they do good things. So what separates the goats from the sheep, right? Or from those that do good, believers that do good, from unbelievers that do good, is that the reason why you're doing it, right, is, first of all, you're right, your mind is right with the Lord, right? As a believer, you're doing it in accordance, it's an act of worship. You're affirmatively trying to do this, right? It's a mindset. Trying to tell someone to do good or to be charitable, right? It's not easy. We'll have bills we manage in this country, especially in this country. Before the money comes in, you have a million things to do with the money, right? So it's something we have to plan. If you have people, you have to plan everything. So you say, okay, well, I'm going to pay all these bills, pay the mortgage, do this, then I'm going to take, this and buy, stockfish, this. So different things, things that you want to do, right? But you also have to think about, maybe there's somebody in my family that needs help, or there's somebody in the church that needs help. We have to make sure that we make provisions, right? For those people, right? Or for those, everybody that we know we can help. Again, you plan. So it's about planning. It's not something, because we all have limited resources, right? And I know that some of us would say, oh, why are you telling me to do this, right? When I don't have any money. And the Bible tells us very clearly, he that is trusted, if you have a little right now, and you do not give, when you're wealthy, you will not give. So it's not how much you have, it's a mindset. That's what I'm trying to say. Whether you're wealthy, I know someone that is wealthy, he came, we're talking, he left Nigeria. He told me that if he's in Nigeria now, people will be bothering him that they are doing a salah in Nigeria. He's a Muslim, so they're doing, he's a very wealthy guy. But, he said if he goes to the village, he will not be able to relax because everybody will want him to come and buy them rams. So he avoided that and came to the States. So, it's not, so some of us will say, oh, until I have that $1 million or I win the lottery, then I'll help people. No, you will not. If you have $10, you cannot give somebody $1 or just even 50 cents. When you have 5 million, you will not give somebody anything. You run away, you hide. You tell them you're not good. No, this is not a laughing matter. This is very serious. It's a mindset. Some people are wealthy, they are generous. Some people are poor, very poor, they are very, very poor, they are generous. So it's something we have to pray to the Lord for, right? That if we know we are very stingy, right, we have to beg the Lord to give us a generous spirit so that we don't end up in damnation. May that not be our portion. Amen. If someone sees Matthew chapter 6, verses 1 to 4, please.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them. Otherwise ye have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. Therefore, when thou doest thine alms, do not sound a trumpet before thee, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say unto you, they have their reward. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret himself shall reward thee openly.
Amen. So that's what we have to do, right? We have to do, whatever we do, we have to do it discreetly, right? We don't want to announce it. This is because God doesn't just look at the gift, right? Looks at your heart, looks at the mindset, right? The condition of your heart. We all know the story of Cain and Abel, right? They both brought offerings to the Lord. Cain's offering wasn't accepted. Why? because his mind wasn't right with God. Abel's offering was accepted. Why? He gave a good offering, and also his mind was right with God. So when we present our offerings, don't do it grudgingly. Nobody is compelling you to do it. Don't do it out of necessity. Oh, you want me to give? I have to give. I have no choice. Huh? I cannot hide. Huh? I must give. Oh, I really grudgingly. You know. No, don't just keep your money if that's. When you want to give cheerfully. As the Bible tells us, the Lord loves a cheerful giver. So we have to have that mindset, and we have to pray also that the Lord will give us that spirit to love. If someone sees 1 Corinthians 13, verses 1 to 13.
Though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and I have not charity, I am become as a sounding brass or a tinkling cymbal. And though I have the gift of prophecy, and understand all mysteries, and all knowledge, and though I have all faith, so that I could move mountains, and have not charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have not charity, it profiteth me nothing. Charity suffereth long, and is kind. Charity envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself. It is not puffed up.
Thank you. So that's how we should give. And also, give and it be given unto thee. Good measure. Pressed down, shaking together, and running over. We will put into your person. Amen. For the same measure that you use, it will be measured back to you. And I pray that Jehovah Jireh shall provide for every member of Voice of Prayer and make us charitable Christians. Amen. And at the end, we shall inherit salvation. Amen. May that be our portion. Amen. And again, let us try to do good. Let us pray. If we have a spirit that refuses to give, because some of us have that, right? Some of us, by our training, we are accountants, for instance, or we have certain mindset that we want to keep. You are afraid. We have to trust God. We are afraid that if we give, we're going to lose it all. No. All right. Let's try to pray to God to give us that mindset to give and to help our neighbors. May the Lord bless His holy word. Amen.